There is a ton of different information out there on the internet that is just getting thrown around to aspiring upcoming filmmakers. And for this video, I want to share with you guys some experiences, some information that I've learned throughout my career, throughout the years that I've been doing filmmaking to you guys, to you aspiring filmmakers. So without further talking, let's just dive right into the video. The biggest advice that I can give you, which is going to be advice number one, is going to be you need to learn the ins and outs of your camera. I cannot tell you how many times I have spoken to filmmakers or even worked with filmmakers who didn't know the ins and outs of their cameras, which to me honestly makes no sense. If you're going to spend a large amount of money on a camera, you need to learn the ins and outs of that camera. You need to know the pros and cons because there is the right camera for the right job. For example, I have a Sony FX6 that I'm filming on right now. This camera is not good for gimbal work, especially if it's a gimbal work where I need audio. If I throw my FX6 on a gimbal and I need audio, it's impossible because you cannot balance the FX6 with the top handle on it. So therefore, it leaves me with no audio because the audio is being ran through the top handle. So the FX6 is not the ideal camera for gimbal work. You're probably going to want to look into an A7S III or FX3 or FX30 or something like that. So that ties back into knowing the pros and cons, the ins and outs of your camera. That's very important. There has been countless times where I've been contracted on jobs and a problem came up, but I knew the ins and out of my camera. I knew my camera's strengths and weaknesses, and I was able to fix the issue because I knew how to operate my camera. I feel like a lot of aspiring or even filmmakers out there who have knowledge just get a camera and the first thing they look at when looking at this new camera is the image quality, the autofocus, and I don't know, the dynamic range of the camera, and they just skip everything else that is featured in this camera. And like for me owning this FX6, it is jam-packed full of different features that I know about because I took the time to dissect this camera. One of the great features that this camera has is picture catch recording. I cannot tell you, I've been in situations where that has saved me countless times on event jobs. Let's just say that you're gonna go film a little kid's birthday party and the little kid is trying to break open the piñata, and it takes this little kid 25 hits just to break open the piñata. Well, with picture catch recording, it allows you to record either the first 5, 10, or 30 seconds of the clip without even hitting the record button. So instead of me wasting storage on my SD card, hitting record, waiting for this little kid to break open the piñata, all I gotta do is the moment he breaks it open and hits it, just hit record, and the FX6 already recorded 5, 10, 30 seconds before I even recorded. It's features like that that you need to know if your camera has or not. But if you spent $4,000, $5,000, $3,000 on a camera and you don't know the features, then you probably would have been the dummy who sat there and recorded the entire time. Just being honest. So learning your camera, that is the most important. That's number one. Number two is going to be your lens choice is just as important as your camera choice. Just like every single camera is not right for every single job, same with lenses. Every single lens is not right for every single job. I'm someone who's going to be a documentary filmmaker and I find myself in a lot of unpredictable situations, but me knowing that I love the 50mm focal length, that is my go-to for everything. If I try to film an entire run and gun documentary, travel style documentary, National Geographic style documentary on a 50mm focal length, because that's my favorite, not gonna work out right. You're going to miss a lot of shots because you're stuck at that one focal length. Take me for example, I did a job about last year in Miami, Florida. It was an event job and I only brought two lenses, a 35 and a 85. Typically for event work, a lot of stuff is going on. Sometimes the best situation is just to be on a zoom lens, but I was stubborn. I refused. I did not want to use a zoom lens. I wanted my primes. I wanted my shallower depth of field. So I ran around on a 35 and 85, swapping back and forth about 100 times. That was just so unpractical. But now if I'm doing an interview or some B-roll coverage, then yeah, I might throw a prime on, but it's not going to be practical to film an entire event for 3 days running around on a 35mm lens. No. So understanding you need to use the right lens for the right choice. I don't care if it's your favorite lens. If it doesn't make sense for whatever it is you're trying to do not use that focal length. Number three is going to be filmmaking is a team effort. If you want to get into the narrative line of work, and I recently made a video talking about how I shot my first narrative film and my experience about it. If you're interested in that video, I'm going to link it above right here for you to check out. But back to what I was saying, if you want to get into the narrative line of work, that is a team effort. That is not something as you would do if you were an individual freelancer where you're you're probably working by yourself. Filmmaking is a team effort. You need to be a team player. You need to know how to communicate well with the team. You need to learn how to get along with people. You need to learn how to be kind to people. Even if you want to create funny, cool videos for YouTube or for your own personal pleasure, you gotta understand that if you want to create a good video, you need a team to do that. I mean, sure, you can create a good video by yourself, but it's just not gonna look the same if you have a team. It's not gonna look the same for you filming an entire short film by yourself using one tripod and half of your shots are just locked off on a tripod and you're just going in post-production and scaling to the left, scaling to the right, scaling in and scaling out. It's not gonna look the same. You need to have a team to create a really good film. And that's the fun part about it. You get to come together with a group of people that you potentially, hopefully, you like them, and you're creating something amazing. So filmmaking is a team effort. My last and final point, which I talk about in every single video, you need to understand how business works. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to divide it up into two different categories in terms of business. Number one, you need to understand marketing. And number two, you need to understand how money works. There's a lot of people who do not know how money works, and they get a job, they get paid a lot of money, and they don't invest that money. They waste the money and buy a bunch of stupid camera gear that a YouTuber tells them to buy because they made a review about it, or gear that they've been wanting for a while that they don't really need at all, but they want to buy it just so they can say they can have it. Let me tell you, stop making stupid investments. Stop buying stupid stuff that you don't need. Now, if you're someone who maybe has an older camera or an older kit and you want to get updated with the updated technology, then by all means, yeah, go out there and buy what you need, buy the correct stuff, just get you a solid kit, get what works in your budget. Everything is tempting, I get it, but you need to learn how money works. And a lot of people do not understand how money works. Honestly, I can make an entire video about this itself. And if that is something that you guys are interested in, let me know in the comment section below. And I promise you, I will give you a detailed video of how money works and how you can be better with your finances. It's just stuff that I learned from personal mentors and my other businesses that I run. All right, so back to marketing, because I just completely skipped over marketing. But you need to learn how to be a great marketer. It does not matter if you're an individual or you're a production company. And I've spoken to people who are individuals and I've spoken to people who are production companies. And some people who are individuals, they tend to get lazy. They tend to tell me, oh, well, I'm not a production company, so I don't have to market myself that way. At the end of the day, you are a business. If you want to grow your business, whether you have a business license, you are still an individual that is providing services. And these services that you are providing are services that people are out there looking for. So whether you're an individual or a production company or not, if you're an individual, you need to market yourself as a production company would market themselves. And obviously there are some legal things behind this that I can't really talk about with you guys, but you have to learn all that on your own. But from the standpoint of just getting out there and marketing yourself as a legitimate business, you need to do that. Does not matter if you're a production company or if you're an individual. You need to run and operate as a business. Do not operate as a freelancer, operate as a business. Does not matter what title you have. And that's where I see a lot of people fail over and over and over again, because honestly, people are just lazy. People are just flat out lazy. They don't want to put the work in. They don't want to market themselves correctly. They don't want to take the time to learn marketing. Marketing is how every single business that you operate is going to thrive. People are scared to reinvest into themselves. People are scared to make proper investments. I hate to break it to you, but you're going to have to spend money in order to make money. So yes, you might have to go out there and pay for sites like Production Hub, or I think it's the one called Glimmer or Glamour. I'll throw it on the screen. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Or sites like Staff Me Up. Those are all monthly or yearly based subscriptions. Sometimes you might have to go out there and spend that money. Again, I can make an entire video just breaking down the different business aspects of filmmaking or just entrepreneurship as a whole. All right, so that's pretty much it for this portion of the video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. I try to tend to answer everybody. I usually do. So if you have a question, a comment, or thought or concern, leave in the comment section below. Without further ado, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Nos vemos pronto.